Good evening. My name is Joanne Everett, and I'm a resident of Nash County. The recently proposed budget from the Health and Human Services Appropriation Committee is crippling to every vulnerable population in North Carolina, especially our children. Slashing programs like Smart Start and More at 4 is devastating to the children that I serve and families. In this difficult economy, Eastern North Carolina has seen its share of hardships, including unemployment rates, cuts to the elderly programs, food banks are running on empty. Balancing the budget on the backs of children and child care providers by reducing their reimbursement by 5% is like cutting the legs from under the support system that's already been weakened. If a bit more in taxes is needed, then a bit more in taxes should be paid. I'm willing to do that. Are you? The decisions made today will affect our children in the short and long term. It will affect our communities and all of our support systems, like family resource centers, like child care providers, like Down East Partnership for Children. I urge our representatives to reconsider the depth of the cuts to Smart Start and to eliminate the special provision from the budget so all families and children can have a successful life. Personally speaking, as a child care provider in Nash County, my concerns are not so much for my survival, but for the survival of the families and children I serve. I'm concerned because of the cognitive, the social, and the physical development of the children, that if these cuts are adhered to, then there are some services that my children will not receive. I'm concerned because balancing the budget on the backs of children, to me, seems so unfair. Does it seem unfair to you? Yes. I surmise that there must be a different alternative. Thank you.
Sorry. I lost track.
Hi everybody. My name is Silvia Castaneda. I work with Escom County Public School. I work with ESL, but I work together with Migrant Education Program. In Migrant Education Program, our vision is to identify and recruit as many migrant children as possible and provide them with supplemental service that enable to meet high academic challenge and performance standards. Our mission is to improve the North Carolina Migrant Education Program by identifying and recruiting the migrant students by supporting local migrant education program, network with local school, communities, agencies, organization, and agricultural business. The Hispanic people or Latino people, we have problems with the language, sometimes academic, but it's very important the program with the Smart Start or Head Start, because it's the formation of the student. For me, it's very hard that the government got this program, because it is easier to grow up a child correctly than to repair a broken life as an adult. It's very important for Hispanic students, these programs. Thank you.
The next three speakers are going to be Marcia Powell, Jessica Jones, and Darcy.
Hello, good evening. My name is Marthea Powell, and I come to you as a parent and also as an educator of preschool children through adolescent. And I'm a resident of Edgecombe County, and I can't express enough about how important it is that the $25 million proposed budget cut be stopped for the Smart Start program. With the weakened economy and so many families on the brink of going over the edge, this type of cut will send many of our most vulnerable families into a tailspin of which they may not recover. In a time when there are few, if any, dollars available, many families, including my own, access Smart Start services like parent support and playgroups. I agree that collectively, all North Carolinians must share in the tremendously difficult work of balancing the budget. That is why I offer raising revenue as a solution. To punish youngest citizens, including my children, is unwise. While in the short term this may get us to a balanced budget, over the long term our entire state will feel the ripple effect of an ill-prepared workforce. I ask that you reconsider the cuts made to Smart Start and eliminate the special provision included which ties the hands of local agencies even more by restricting funding only to subsidize. Smart Start is for all children.
Good evening. My name is Jessica Jones, and I am the mother of two small children, Zach, who is 8 months old, and Lexi, who just turned 4 years old. When I was growing up, I felt thankful for the opportunities that my parents gave me, but thought mostly it had to do with where I went to college. But now, as a parent, I've been able to learn that the time for me to give my children this opportunity for success in life is right now. I know this not only from experiencing their growth firsthand during their first years of life, but from the research that I've seen on early childhood. The research that says 90% of brain development happens during those first 3 years of life. That by the age of 8, they will have already set the foundation for their lifelong learning. And that kindergarten teachers can actually predict with 90% accuracy whether their children will make it to high school graduation. While I am confident that my daughter will be successful because of the high quality education she's been able to have through her 5-star child care center and the support my husband and I have been able to give her, I know not all children have those opportunities. But I've also seen other children that are in her class that have been given the opportunities because of programs like Smart Start and More For, and every child deserves that opportunity. Smart Start gives that to them because it works to increase the availability of high quality child care, to improve the education and wages for the child care workforce, the support and education of families that need it, and to ensure that children have access to health resources they need. The data shows that Smart Start does make a difference in these areas, but that it requires continued resources to maintain the gains that have been made in quality child care and to continue to increase the quality. Child care providers still do not make adequate wages for the work that they do, and parents need support, especially during these times, during the economic crisis, when they're at most at risk for abuse and neglect of their children. Finally, I've also seen over the last 5 years that North Carolina has been a leader in the nation in creating systems that value children and invest in their future. I've been proud to be a part of a state that has done that is even decades above other states. But right as they're finally starting to look to us for a model to see how they should spend their dollars, because they've also seen that research and know that their money will be better spent in early childhood education than it will be on remediation later, we're about to make the huge mistake and disinvest in that system. Smart Start partnerships need this adequate funding, but they also need the flexibility to meet the needs of the local community, which they will not be able to do with the current recommendations. Please maintain the funding for Smart Start so that not only will my daughter have the opportunities that she's had, but when Zach reaches kindergarten, he will also have had the same opportunities that my daughter has had. Thank you.